Greetings, family. Peace and love to you and yours. This is Guru, and thanks for visiting my channel. Well, family, this video is about what it feels like to be an opioid addict. It's written from the perspective of a behavioral pharmacologist and former addict. With that said, let's go to the story. We're in the midst of an epidemic of opioid addiction and death. Almost everyone knows someone living on opioid addiction or who has died from one. And they all have the same question: why didn't we stop? Well, for one, I'm just going to stop right there and just say that not every one of us knows someone who's died from one or knows someone who's living with the addiction right now. We know, for the most part, when I say we, I mean black people. Black people know that opioid addiction and meth and heroin and fentanyl, those are chemicals and addictions that are primarily European, meaning they're primarily used and abused by white people. That's not racist, it's just stating a fact. The same facts that white people would say about black people using crack. Except we're getting a chance to see how our government responds to the drug epidemic of white people versus how they responded to the drug war that they placed on black people. You see, with white people, what they're talking about is, let's come up with solutions and let's not jail them. Let's not put them in jail. Oh no, let's not do that. Let's not do what we did to black people with crack and cocaine. No, let's not do it to white people what we did to black people. No, let's not do that. Well, guess what? That's what this karma is all about, in my opinion. I see this as a type of karma that's coming back to bite you in the ass. And when I mean you, I mean the white community. Maybe not you, good white person, listening to this and you're wondering, well, what did I do? Maybe I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the ones who you're silent about. The ones who are making America so foul. I'm talking about the racist whites. Yeah. But anyways, I digress. I'm going to get back into this story. Why, they wonder, do we hawk, trade, sell everything we own? Why do we steal and hurt the ones we love just to get our Roxys, Diladids, our heroin? But the answer to that question is really very simple, if you understand. I started using heroin in 1976 when I was 20 years old. For the next 13 years, I used occasionally, never enough to become addicted. I earned a BA in psychology, a master's in experimental psychology, and a doctorate in biopsychology. After I completed the doctorate in 1987, I was awarded a National Institute on Drug Abuse postdoctoral fellowship in the Pharmacology and Toxicology Department at the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences. My area of research was behavioral pharmacology, which is the study of how drugs affect the brain and behavior. During all of this time, I was still on occasion using. In April of 1989, I got into a bottle of methadone hydrochloride from the behavioral pharmacology lab, and the whole time I was shooting that methadone, I told myself that I would stop, and I believed that until I couldn't. For the next 22 years, I lived the life of opioid addiction. The last year and a half of my addiction, I was homeless, living on the streets, and sleeping on the ground. Homeless shelters and people's floors. The last time I used an opioid was December 11th, 2011. He goes on to say that I am sharing this because I want you to know that I understand what your child, what your loved one experiences in their addiction. I have lived it. and that because of my education and research, I also understand the neural circuitry, neuropharmacology, and behavioral aspects of opioid addiction. Now, this behavioral pharmacologist and former addict who is speaking continues with this story, but I just wanted to highlight something about this and the fact that this addiction and this epidemic of opioids, meth and heroin and fentanyl is really predominantly white people. It's really affecting the white culture and their neighborhoods and their families. So I'm not going to continue in this story. If they want to find out more answers to what's going on in their backyards and what's happening in their lives, they can research it. I just wanted you guys to share this with you to show you that yes, when black people were going through crack cocaine, we were going through it all right, and they spoke about it all the time. Now it's their turn. Now we get to talk about it, and we get to look at it from the outside looking in and see how it's really affecting them. And with that, I'm going to share this video with you right now. Now, the video caught my attention because I saw this picture. What caught me about it is the fact that this picture, it appears to be of a young man who has sagging jeans, and they have dark skin complexion. So I'm not for sure if it's a Latino or Mexican, if you will, with dark skin, or if this is an African American or Cuban or anyone else who has dark skin, because after all, we're all black people, but you know, some of these people with these different labels, they don't want to claim their blackness. But nonetheless, when I saw this, I was curious when the caption reads "One Nation Overdosed," and knowing that opioids and the opioid addiction mainly has affected the white community, I was wondering, why am I seeing a picture though of a black person or dark-skinned person with handcuffs? Shouldn't this be a white person that they're handcuffing, especially since we're talking about opioids and all? But no. Even though this is one person who might have been selling it, for that matter, selling it. And remember, this person who's selling it, they got it from someone white. You already know that. They're working for someone white. They're working. It always goes back to a white person, but you never see their face because we're the ones who get exploited. And that's what this picture is about right here. We get exploited as far as when it comes down to drugs. But you know what? Those drugs are behind white people. You guys are the ones who ship these drugs into the United States. You guys are the ones who manufacture these drugs. You guys are the ones who infiltrate them into our communities. And then you have black people sell them for you, for you to live comfortably in your mansion, while these black people trying to survive, trying to make $1 for them to survive for their families, you're giving them not only a false sense of security, but you're showing them a life of crime. And then you point your fingers at them in the end and you say, look at those black people. Yeah, the black people that you've taught your little ways and evil doings. This is what you teach black people. But you already know this. I didn't need to tell you that. You know I didn't need to tell you that at all. Anyways, let's take a look at the video.
Ohio, where officials say they are on track for 10,000 overdose deaths this year. That is higher than the total for the entire nation in 1990. They blame a drug so powerful you could die just touching it.
What local officials say is the overdose capital of America, Montgomery County Sheriff Phil Plummer finds an unprecedented crisis on his hands. Brought on by the synthetic opioid fentanyl, up to thousands of times stronger than heroin. It's used legally in chronic pain management, but now manufactured, trafficked, and sold illegally as a street drug.
We're on a pace to have 800 people die this year due to overdose in our county. Per capita, we're #1 in the nation in overdose deaths. Our job market's tanked, so people, I think they're depressed, they're self-medicating.
In May, the county almost passed last year's total number of deaths, and officials estimate this year's total will be double that.
The deputy said that there was a car accident here, and they took one person out of the vehicle who they say had 1,000 yard stare, was out of it, and so now he's in the back of the ambulance here. You literally just walked in to cash a check, and by the time you came back, your brother had gone and come back and got in an accident, and then told the paramedic that he was on fentanyl.
Yeah.
What did he look like?
Oh, his eyes were glossy. He could barely open them.
What did he say to you?
He loves me.
He said, "I love you." What did you say to him?
I love you.
What's it like to go through this?
Hell. Hell. Every day it is hell.
So this is what you call the cooler.
This is our cooler, our main cooler.
When did the bodies that are all around us come in here?
Over the last probably 24 to 48 hours.
And every day bodies are cycling through here?
Correct. These trays will mostly be full by tonight.
What's the percentage of the bodies that are in here right now that are overdose deaths from heroin or fentanyl?
We were averaging 60 to 70% of our cases now are overdoses.
Fentanyl's made in China and smuggled into the U.S. by Mexican cartels, who pass it to local gangs to sell, if law enforcement can't get to them first.
So they blame the Mexican cartels. They blame the Mexicans. So Mexicans, it's your fault.
There is narcotics.
Do you guys mind
So the Mexicans are bringing them in. It's the Mexicans who the white people are blaming.
It was a big load, nearly a pound of fentanyl.
Whoa.
Enough for thousands of deadly doses.
It's a good day. Basically, you're seeing a lot of lives saved right there.
Another way of saving addicts' lives temporarily is to lock them up. In the county jail, there's an entire wing of women in withdrawal.
What were you using?
No.
Fentanyl. You going through withdrawal right now?
Yeah, very much so.
Can you describe for me how you feel right now?
Like crap.
Like crap.
Yes.
Do you know anybody that's died?
Yes. My boyfriend and my mom just died in January.
I'm sorry. If any of your family or your friends catch this on TV, what do you want them to know?
That I love him. But I'm sorry.
The local coroner calls the death toll in Ohio a mass casualty event and hopes for assistance from the federal government. This, as some in Congress, including Ohio's Republican Senator Rob Portman, warned President Trump's health care bill will cut funding for treatment that addicts need most. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much. Foreigners say most of these deaths are from opiates.
And I would imagine there are probably a lot of people who just watch that at home and they're thinking, well, that was a little hard to watch, and it is, but I think we should stay on that story and not let it go because those numbers speak for themselves.
800.
So we have a lot of white tears for this drug epidemic going on, and we've witnessed this already, but we didn't get help, nor did we get sympathy. And so I have no sympathy for these situations going on now, and I hope that President or Donald Trump has a war on drugs and locks these people up. As a matter of fact, it sounds like she's been supporting a drug addict herself. You know, that's her brother that was in the ambulance, if you didn't know that. Then the other girls in there crying and stuff, and it's just, no, I can't accept this. I'm sorry, reject it. But anyways, I did want to share that with you, family, so you can see what's going on the other side of the street, in the suburbs, in the burbs, what's happening with their side and what's happening in their communities when it comes to drugs and how they deal with it. And listen, and also how our government is responding to it when it's happening with white people. But you see, there's a lot of white tears going on. I just don't have any feelings for it. I'm sorry, I can't. Anyways, I did want to just share this with you. I hope you like it. Please like and share it. Peace and love to you and yours. Until the next video, talk to you soon.